Hey, it's MK, and I am here with a Woodgrain and Winter layout for you guys today. I am also playing along with Day 17's SAR Advent Calendar Gifty, which in a minute I will attempt to find it on my desk. I didn't realize that I have buried them, but it is this adorable little line art coffee mug with a couple little beans next to it, as well as these steamy little hearts made from clear acrylic, and then they have the etched steam inside of them. I thought that these were super cute and definitely on Janet's list of I want to see. She's nuts. But I'm going to be playing with the hearts today instead of the coffee mug. So that way I can go ahead and use up these adorable little coffee mugs that are from the Scrapbook Addicts Etsy shop. So I am trying to share with you guys without actually opening her little logo that she has here, but I had to open the package just so I can share it with you guys. I will attempt to link her shop down below. The last time I tried to, she was taking a break, and so I'm not sure if she still is or not, but I will be trying to link her shop down below. And yeah. I also pulled out these, but I'm not sure if they are the right green, so I don't know if I'll use them or not. From Pink Fresh, Oh What Fun. This is a couple years old. I went to use a couple stickers from there. I have a lot of scraps that I pulled out to add to my design. So I've got these guys here from Simple Stories, and then a couple scraps in this little baggie, maybe even some other fun little things that I will find to add. I am going to try to use these frames here, as well as a title from the Warm Wishes thicker set. Now I've got Warm Wishes, Favorite Things, or Thing, I can't remember, and then Hot Cocoa. Even though they're not hot cocoa in our cups, I just thought maybe it would help to use that as a title. I also have these little tabs from my shop. They need to have the masking pulled off. And then these are just super fun photos. I wanted to get a close-up of the drawings that were on our mugs, as well as a farther away view that it is me and my daughter. From Hello Gorgeous My Mind's Eye, I have this pink wood grain, and then from Echo Park, I have this adorable ledger. It is from Very Merry Christmas. I do not know why I did not get more of these pieces of paper, but to be honest, I think this is a one of those sheets that I pulled out of the paper swap that we did, and it's a diagonal stripe, you guys. I just now realized that because in my organizer, I have the papers set up to the side that I would prefer to use. So now I'm devastated. I wanted to use this whole brown piece of paper as the background and just add the pink wood grain, and now I'm going to have to change it up a bit because I can't do that. I need to use all of my stripes. I need to have access to my stripes, I should say. So I figured it out very quickly that I am just going to rip off the top and put that on to my wood grain, and then I was going to rip the bottom off, and then I thought, well, I'll just chop the bottom off because it looks the same all the way down the bottom of the page. So nobody's going to know that I didn't use the bottom of the page of this ledger. And of course, I'm going to distress it just to give it a little bit of lift, because I think in the long run, this is going to be a fairly flat layout, except for Sarah's embellishments from her Etsy shop. They are truly dimensional, you guys, really, really dimensional. She definitely puts her heart and soul into each piece that she makes. Okay, so I have got all of my wood grain, my pieces, and of course, my tape runner runs out right at the beginning of the video. That was awesome. So let's get that handled so I can finish putting this layout together before I forget what it is that I am doing. You guys, this should totally be an episode of what can I do with all of this menagerie of stuff on my desk. Literally, because I don't know what I end up doing. My design gets lost based off of the size of my pictures. I should have printed my picture smaller, but I am totally being lazy. And I did not want to print the picture smaller because then I felt like I would have too much space to have to work with. So I'm being stubborn, absolutely. You also get to watch how distracted I get as soon as I walk away from a project. I don't know if I cut it out or not, but it is fascinating to see, how my mind works. So I wanted to have layers of paper underneath my piece. And when I first thought about doing this layout, I actually wanted to rip the wood grain and have it on top and the layers behind the wood grain. But because of my stripe issue, I had to come up with something different. But I'm not liking my little green pieces at an angle. I'm really not. So I'm trying to figure out how I can make that work, and bringing in these striped papers, these little scraps that I have. These little scraps of striped papers are actually from a Tonic Studio craft kit that I used to get. And their papers were like 9 by 8.5 or A5 size or A7 size, whatever that size is, wonky size. And of course, they're stripes. I can't get rid of my stripes, you guys. I have a problem, I know. But to be honest, they do help out. And I was thinking about the fact that maybe they will help out with my green stripe or my green strips not being at that angle that they are at. Okay, I opted not to use any of my pine sprigs because of the fact that they are just not green enough. They are a funky green, and they weren't going to work. I thought I was going to make them work, and then I thought against it. Nope, not going to happen. All right, so I went and got a little piece of Gorilla Tape so I could take the masking off of my wood veneer, and then look at how beautiful they are. You guys, I just love revealing my wood veneer after taking the masking off and seeing the beautiful grain in the design. It is beautiful. It really is. And so that is what I've got. I won't use all of my tabs, but I will use a few. I'm going to go ahead and work with my stripes because I have that big divot on the bottom part. I'm going to put my whitest stripe down at the bottom because it's going to cover up the most of the lack of not having any green. And then my other one, I am able to apply it to the white, and so I can hide more but show more green at the same time. I know it's kind of hard to say, but I just need to figure out how to get it to where it looked like it was intentional and not hide any white. Okay, so I'm super happy with how that looks. I actually love the red and the pink together, even though they are kind of touching but not really touching. I like that breakup of green in there. And my initial thought for these mugs was that I wanted them to span the middle of the layout, like go from edge to edge across the layout, and I did not want them to go up and down. And so my design has completely altered on its own, even because I haven't done anything. I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do with my paper scraps and my design. Of course, the paper scraps I didn't have picked out yet, but it was in my brain that this was the design I wanted to do. But now my photos are not allowing me to do what I wanted it to do. That it just seems to me like they aren't overlapping the way that I want them to, because I have a lot of dead space in my smaller photo than I do in my larger photo, and I wanted my smaller photo to be on top of the larger photo. It's not working. And so now I have to pout a little bit and then play the game of how many times do I touch my supplies before giving in and doing the top-down design that I didn't want to do. So yes, that is basically what it is that I'm going to be doing here and there. I'm going to take some more of these scraps and tuck them in to try to give some layering look. Again, not really wanting to do a up and down design, but it looks like that is what I am stuck with doing because of the dead space in the smaller photo. Yes, I know. There is a little bit of pouting that goes on. I'm just saying. But it's not very much. And thank goodness you can't hear it, right? That's a good thing. So these little scraps of paper, I really wanted to use them all up. I don't like how the same designs are touching the designs at the bottom and the top of the page. So I'm trying to work with that and get that flow going. I don't really like it. I like this banner piece down at the very bottom. That one is definitely going to stay. I like my little journal piece with the paper clip tucked in the back as well. But this piece here, this little tag or ticket thing with the 2 red stripes, I just wanted it to be a layering piece in case I needed a filler of some sort, and it's not really working in my favor. I wanted the 2 mugs close together, just like in our photo, but that doesn't end up working the way I want it. I want this pink little oh what fun, because those little coffee cups were super fun. The way that the design, the barista took the time to design these for us was super cute. The Mud Hut is our local Java joint, I guess. Kind of like Dutch Brothers, and I've heard of others, Starbucks, things like that. We have a Mud Hut. And we absolutely love it. There's 1 in Elko and 2 out in Spring Creek. And I am super stoked that there are 2 out in Spring Creek and not 2 in Elko and 1 in Spring Creek. Because if you go to Elko, that is exactly what you will see. You'll see 2 of everything in Elko and maybe 1 out here, or none at all. You have to go to Elko to, spoil yourself. But anyways, so yes, we have a Mud Hut. It is my favorite, and it is owned by 2 sisters, 2 local sisters here, or they are owned. The chain, it is awesome. I'm so proud of them. And they were actually teachers. Yes, they were. I did not get the one teacher, but I got the other teacher, and my daughter ended up with both teachers. So I was super stoked that my oldest daughter, I should say, not the one in the picture, but my oldest daughter, ended up with both of the teachers before they retired, and my younger children did not get any of the teachers. So it was super sad, but we have a personal connection to the shop. And so anyways, it was super fun. All right, I totally missed talking about my distraction, but I had to go to a different table because my trimmer, my photo trimmer, was at a different table. I was doing another project. Weird, because it's Christmas. And when I came back, I forgot why I brought my trimmer to the desk. And it looks like I cut it out anyways, or I would have noticed it right away, and I would have stopped my sister story and told you guys all about, all about my distraction. But yeah, when I got back, I completely forgot why I needed my trimmer, and I went back to playing with my page, and then quickly remembered why I brought my trimmer back. It's just nuts. Also, too, that big frame that I wanted to bring in, I brought it in red, thinking that I needed just a little bit more red. I took it out thinking maybe I wanted to bring black in, but with the brown, it really did not look good. Even though there is a lot of black in my picture, there is a lot of black in my title. Well, my title is black. I just didn't think that that was the right black to be bringing in. So I opted not to use the frames at all. But then again, I brought the frames in because my design was supposed to go across my page, not up and down. So I just completely had to change up my design and give in to the way that my pictures were wanting to be scrapped. That's all there is to it. I really do like these little scraps hanging off the side of my pictures, but that green was just too big, so I opted to go with this tiny little scrap that I have cut off of the one that is over on the left side of the larger picture. So it worked out. I'm going to go ahead and trim down my my banner piece. It just has a little bit too much white, and because Sarah inked her edges of her mugs, I feel like I need to do the same thing with a couple of my embellishments, and this banner piece being one of them, because it definitely is overlapping one of Sarah's cups, and I wanted to make sure that it blended in nicely. It transitioned from one element to the other nicely. I forgot how I was going to stick my my steamy hearts on my layout, and I'm going to just be using these glue dots. Again, I have no idea where they're from, you guys. I want to say that they were from a paper pumpkin kit, honestly, because I don't buy sheets of adhesive like this. And but Stampin' Up! Does this type of thing for you to easily be able to have flat adhesive, and it's a great travel element that they have in their paper pumpkin, and so that's why I think it's paper pumpkin, but I have no idea. But I'm going to use those to hold my steam down, because you really can't use adhesive behind clear. It's not acetate, clear acrylic. And so you can, it does look okay when you do use a glue dot behind, but I like to hide my adhesive and how it is magically being held onto the layout. So I'm just using them. I'm using the tips of my hearts to hold them to the mugs or to the cups. And then of course that one off to the side of the banner is being held at that angle that it's tucked underneath the banner. I really struggle with hearts, because once you start hiding a portion of it, then they don't look like hearts anymore, and they're just a really weird shape. So that is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of hearts, because they're just not one of those shapes that can be put anywhere on a layout, like a star or a circle, or a square can't be either, because once you hide it, it's a weird shape too. But anyways, the heart to me is a lot harder than any other shape other than a triangle. Triangles are hard too. But then again, a heart kind of makes a triangle as well. So maybe that's why I struggle. All right, you guys, so that is my layout for today. I did leave in the portion of me gluing things down, because I have a lot of different elements that I had to work with, plus the fact that when you lay a whole layout out and you don't want to move anything down, what is the best plan of attack to get this tacked down? And I just wanted to really share that with you guys of how I end up doing that. All right, don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel today. She is also playing along with Woodgrain and Winter. I'm not sure if she's using her Advent calendar gifty for today or not, but definitely go check her out for her Woodgrain and Winter project and see what she has got going on. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.